Hi guys, thanks so much for joining me on Making with Marilyn. On this video, I'm going to make a t-shirt using Cricut Design Space and my Cricut Maker. Now I'm going to show you every step along the way so that if you want to make the design, you can as well. I'm going to use some heat transfer vinyl that I got off of Amazon, and I'm going to put my design on this really cute raglan t-shirt that I got at Joann Fabric. It's a 3/4 length sleeve, and it is a poly cotton blend, and it is super soft. The brand is Anvil. Now I'm going to cut my design on a standard grip mat. I have my weeding tool, my scissors, my ruler, and my brayer. When it's time to put it on the shirt, I'm going to use a traditional heat press with a couple of Teflon sheets. You could easily do this also with a Cricut Easy Press or a Cricut Easy Press 2. So let's turn the camera around and we'll start the design. Now that we're in Cricut Design Space, I want to go ahead and click on the text tool. Then I need to go to font. I can either scroll down and find my font, or I can type it right here. My font's Varsity, so I'll go ahead and select it, and I'm ready to type. So I'll go back to the text box, and I'm going to type in "Be kind." You could use other words, something like happy or respect or survivor, whatever you want, but for my shirt, I'm going to type "Be kind." Okay, let's move these up. Now, one thing that I notice is this comes in as 2 layers, and I had forgotten about that. If I uncover the back layer, here's what I have. I have 2 layers. So I think I might use some purple glitter HTV for part of my design. I think that'd go really well with the white HTV and the gray shirt. Okay, so I'm going to stretch my design so it's about 8 inches wide. And I want my letters a little closer together. So I'll decrease the letter spacing. Now that looks pretty good. Now I can make it a little larger again. I like the width. I do not like the height. So I'm going to unlock the proportions. You could do it here or here. And I'm going to say to make it 2.75 inches tall. Okay. Now something weird I see about this D is that it's shorter than everything else. So I'm going to ungroup those. First of all, that just ungroups the layers. Then I need to go to each layer. I'll ungroup. Okay, for now I'm going to hide this green layer. Click on the D, unlock it, and I think I'll just go up here and say it needs to be 2.75 inches. Now let's go ahead and lock the proportions though. Okay, go back. All right, so the proportions are locked, and I'll say 2.75 inches. I'll select everything and then align, and let's align the bottom. Okay, so now I need to show my green and ungroup my green letters. I've selected the D, so I'll go up and I'll say make it 2.75 inches tall. Now once again, I want all my green letters to be the same on the bottom, so I'm going to select all of them over here on the right. Click Align and align the bottom. So sometimes when you get the free fonts, they're awesome to get, but there are little glitches in them. All right, I want to send that back to the back. So send to back. Now typically when my letters aren't touching, I wouldn't weld them, but because I have so much going on here, let's back that up. Because I have so much going on here, I want to go ahead and weld them so they'll really be one unit. So I'll select all my green. I'll weld those together. And then I'll select all my blue. And I'll weld those together. Okay, since I've done a lot here, I want to duplicate this and just reserve it in case I mess up. Then for now, I want to go ahead and hide my green layer. It's going to be easier to do my design if that's hidden. So I'm going to select my blue and duplicate it. Then I'll just move this kind of up and out of the way. Now this is going to be my layer that I am cutting into because I want to have be kind, and then I want the top half of my word to be above it twice and the bottom half of my word to be below it twice. You'll see what I mean here in just a minute. So I'm going to select on shapes, click a square. I want to unlock the proportions and just make that a really long, short bar. There's no magic size, but I don't want to take away too much of my text, so it's fairly small. I'll select both of those shapes, align, center vertically. That gets it to the middle. Now I'm going to slice. Okay, notice this cannot be separated yet. So let's get rid of all this excess, and I'll show you how you can fix that. Once again, we're using shapes. And we're going to turn a square into a rectangle. What I'm going to do is place it over the top half of this word. You want the bottom of it to be in this void. So my rectangle is selected. I'll hit Command and add my word to it, and I'll slice. So I'm going to get rid of the excess rectangle. Then I have the word that came out of my rectangle, and now I'm back to just what I need. Now the other small thing I see is this little thing here. I don't really want that to cut. I think that's just going to be messy. So I'll select this part of my design, go to contour, and then I can either click on it here to get rid of it, or I can find it over here and click on it. Now that it's darker gray, it's hidden. So we'll X out of that. Okay, so let's put Be Kind in the middle. We have the top half above it, the bottom half below it. I want one more of these, so I'm going to duplicate that and move it up. And one more of the bottom piece, so I'll duplicate it and move it down. Now I want to see if the same amount of space is here, that is right there, and kind of make this all fairly consistent. After I've done that, I'll select all of that. I'll go to Align, and I'll center horizontally. Okay, looks like this could be moved up just a little bit, and that one just a little bit. So because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, we'll just align them once again. Okay, let's bring this back. And it goes right behind here. Now here's my problem. The green layer is going to be purple glitter HTV, and you are not supposed to layer anything on top of glitter HTV. And that's why I reserved this down here. What I want to do is select both layers here and slice. Now I can get rid of the blue part. Let's drag it off. And then I just want to keep this inside part and get rid of the outside part. Now right here, I want to get rid of this green one up here. So let's just turn it off. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Let's turn this off. Okay, so notice how this is going to fit in between the white HTV, and therefore the white is not going to be on top of what's going to be purple glitter HTV. That's what I needed to do. So I'll go back here to this one that's hidden, and I'll just delete it. Then we're ready to cut. Now, let me hide this for a minute. I want to show you something. If I were to click Make It Now, it would be a hot mess. It is not the way I want it. I don't want to hand place each one of those. So what I need to do is select all of the blue and click Attach. That makes it where it cuts out the way you see it on the screen. Now I can go ahead and bring my green back. Here's the other thing. I want to go ahead and change those to the right colors. But first, I want to put a large gray square behind it that mimics my shirt color. So let's go ahead and change that to a dark gray. Then we'll tell it to send it to the back. The green is going to be purple. And then everything else, I'll just select it over here, holding the command button down. Everything else is going to be white, so I'll go right here and change it white. And that's what my design is going to look like. So I'm ready to make it. Now on HTV, you need to mirror your design. So first of all, I can just get rid of this now. I know it looks good. I can do one of two things. I could select everything here, and I could say flip horizontal, and that would take care of it. That's not how I usually do it. I usually do it when I'm ready to cut. So let me show you that now. We'll click Make It. And right here under each of the mats, you can click on Mirror. I'll go ahead and go to the purple and mirror it. Now I want to go back up to the white because I want to start with the white layer. So I'm going to say Continue. For the white layer, I'm going to use this everyday iron-on setting. Then after the white layer cuts, I have to remember to come back and change my cut setting to Glitter HTV. My fine point blade is in clamp B, and I've already checked it. I took it out to make sure it was clean, and it was. So we're ready to change our camera angle around and watch it cut. Now I've already checked my blade and I've loaded the material on my mat. I have it shiny side down. That's the carrier sheet. You see the flashing light, so we're ready to load. Okay, now I'm a little obsessive about checking my blade, so I'm going to go ahead and pull my blade out, check it to make sure it's clean, and then I'll load it back. Okay, so I'm going to unload my mat from my material. Now remember, before I send this in to cut, I need to go back to my computer and change the setting. So I changed it to Glitter Iron-On and we're ready to go. Okay, so we'll go ahead and remove this. It's kind of hard to see where the cut is, but you don't want to cut through it. So make sure you can see it. Now we'll go ahead and get this weeded. I'm just going to start in a corner and just start pulling away. HTV is usually just very easy to weed. Now what I like to do is turn it over and look at it and see if you see anything that needs to come out. That looks good, so we'll move on to the white layer. So once again, I'll just start at a corner. And just start pulling on it. It's really pretty fun. I like weeding HTV a lot better than paper or other types of vinyls. Now my favorite, I think, is infusible ink. I used to hate it, but that is really fun to weed. All right, let's check this out really well. Now, this font is a little bit difficult to weed because you have insides, you have outsides, and then plus I'm doing a lot of different things here. There's just a lot going on in this design. I think it looks like I have it though, so I think we're ready to press. Let me show you how this is going to fit together. Remember that we slice this so it would go just on the insides because it couldn't be behind the white. So I'll lay the white down first, press it on, and then we'll put this purple on. And actually the purple can take more heat than the white, so probably what I'll do is figure out where the white goes, figure out where the purple goes, pull the white back off, and do the purple first. So the glitter one, it is a Caesar glitter iron-on, preheat 2 to 3 seconds, press at 320 for 15 to 20 seconds, and it's a hot peel. So I'm going to preheat for 2 seconds, press it for 15 seconds at 320, pull it off, and then we'll move on to the white layer. So I'll go ahead and get a Teflon sheet on the bottom. I've never had a heat press before. I'm still learning how to use it. All right, so we're just doing this 2 to 3 seconds just to take any moisture out. Now I have my 2 designs layered so I can figure out where the purple layer goes. So I'm going to set this all down. I want my design to go about 3 inches down from the neck. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold this and find the center. So what I need to do is hold the glitter one down and take the white design off. If I wanted to, I could put some heat resistant tape on this, but the back of this is sticky enough, it's not going to move. So we're going to do this for 15 seconds. I'm not going to change my timing. I have it on 90 because I do a lot of sublimation. So when I get to 75, it'll be time to raise it. And since this is a hot peel, I can go ahead and remove the plastic coating. So, time for the second layer. All right, that looks good. Now this one is only 300 degrees, so I need to turn down my temperature and then wait for my heat press to cool down. Okay, we are at the right temperature, so it says we do 300 for 10 to 15 seconds. I'll split the difference and go about 12. Now that is very, very cute, but I have to let this cool off because it's a cold peel. So again, we'll turn the machine off. Give me just a little bit to let that cool down, and I'll show you the final product. It's been about 10 minutes, and I am ready to peel this carrier sheet off. So let's see what we have. That is so pretty. I think I'll go ahead and turn my heat press on and put a Teflon sheet on the top and press it maybe 10 more seconds. It's not quite up to temperature, but it'll be fine. All right, there's my t-shirt, my final product, and I love it. It is so cute. Isn't that adorable? Thanks so much for joining me, guys. Until the next video. Bye-bye.